So our local real estate markets here in Frisco and Prosper are really in a bit of a pickle, to be honest with you. It's a situation that I haven't seen in the nearly 20 years that I have been doing this with the actual dynamics of the market right now. And so what I thought I would do today is cover a few brief statistics and then just give some insights, some thoughts into what's going on and share some ideas if you're in the market to buy a home or if you're considering selling your home. Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team of eXp Realty. And the reason I say that it's in a bit of a pickle is, let's be honest, if you have a home right now that you're considering selling, where are you going to go? You may have noticed that there's not a whole lot for sale. There's not a lot out there right now. And if you put your home up for sale, it's going to sell within a matter of days, which are some of the statistics I'll get to here. So what exactly are you going to do? And so that's the quandary. That's the pickle in which I'm referring to. So first and foremost, let's look at prices. Prices right now are, no surprise, they're up. So the median home price in Frisco has gone up 18.1% year over year to $454,000. Again, so that's the median price. The median price in Prosper is up 10.9% year over year to 525,000. When we look at days on market, the median days on market in Frisco is 7. So 7 days is the median. The average is actually 29, which sounds better, but remember that the average is just looking at the average of all of it. So whether the home's priced at 300,000 or 7 million, the average of all price points is 29, but the median right in the middle of where homes are selling is 7 days. In Prosper, the average days on market's 23, but the median's only 4. When we look at supply in Frisco is 0.6 months. Supply in Prosper is 0.4 months. Let's average those together. That means half a month, 0.5, which in essence is 2 weeks. So what does that mean in terms of supply? Well, when we talk supply in real estate, what we're referring to is if no new homes came onto the market at the current pace of sales, how long would it take for all of the homes currently listed to sell? Right now, that's about 2 weeks. So it's no wonder that pricing is up, as we mentioned first, because it's supply and demand. Demand is incredibly high. Supply is incredibly low, which is putting upward pressure on home prices. For some perspective, a balanced market is considered between 6 and 7 months worth of supply. Okay, and we've right now got about 2 weeks. So balance meaning it doesn't really favor buyers or sellers. The market's fairly neutral. We haven't seen that. We're unlikely to see that. So what exactly does this mean? And what is it that you can do if you've been thinking of buying or selling? Well, on the buy side, I've been working with a lot of buyers here over the holidays, and I'll be honest, it's frustrating. A home comes onto the market, you're trying to arrange to go and see it. A couple of days later, it's sold. It's got multiple offers, nothing you can do. It's put your best out there and see what it is, how you stack up against everyone else. It's a frustrating situation. So if you're planning on selling, though, on the flip side of that, part of the problem with the inventory is that people aren't putting their homes up for sale. But if you're thinking of selling, why would you put your home up for sale if you've got nothing to buy? Where are you going to go? So it's kind of a catch-22 here. And, the builders are doing what they can new construction wise to build as fast and as much as they can. But to be honest with you, they're having to slow the pace of sales down right now. They can't build fast enough. There isn't the labor out there. So many of the new home communities that you go to, it's like, we have nothing. And we don't even have a new phase release coming until February and March. The builders are faced with a situation where raw material pricing is going up. And the pace of sales that they're experiencing, if they put something under contract at the pace that everyone wants them to, those homes might not be ready for 12, 13, 14 months. And the builder isn't going to lock in pricing or anything else for that length of time. So they're having to slow down and delay sales in many cases themselves. So here's a few things that you can do. And here's what I expect going forward. So if you're going to sell, much of it depends on what it is that you're planning on doing. If you can get under contract on new construction, you could actually lock a home in and then have some time to sell yours and possibly work out a lease back with the buyer so that you can stay in your house and not have to have a double move, number one. Number two, another option for you is you could actually go ahead and sell, take advantage of that and find a rental for 6 months. Not ideal, I know, but it's one way to facilitate the transaction. On the buy side, it's a matter of being patient and being ready. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of buyers right now that think they want to buy. Everything that's gone on in the past year, it's made them realize that their current house isn't big enough. It doesn't work, or their apartment, or wherever it is that they're living, and they'd like to move. But they start looking and honestly don't know what they're approved for yet, or exactly what area that they want to be in. So for a buyer, the best thing that you can do is get pre-approved first. Start there. That way you're shopping with confidence and clarity. You know exactly what you can afford. And what I'm finding with most, with interest rates at record lows, that they can afford more than they thought they could for the payment in which they're comfortable, which changes the perspective or the dynamic on what it is that they can actually look for. So get pre-approved first, and then try and figure out where it is that you want to be. You know, it might be a wide area. Start seeing what houses are popping up for sale in the areas you're thinking. Narrow those neighborhoods down as much as you can, and be ready to move quickly when a house that matches your criteria comes onto the market. So where is all this likely to go in 2021? Excuse me. So I don't know for sure, but here's what I'm gathering from what I'm reading and what a lot of the experts are saying. Interest rates aren't going to change much. They're likely to go up some, excuse me, depending on what goes on with the economy. There's obviously changes taking place with regards to control of Congress, new president. Oh, that went down the wrong way and didn't help at all. So what happens with the economy remains to be seen. So that will play into it. And with that in mind, interest rates aren't likely to move much. They're talking maybe going up to about 3%, somewhere right in there. As a result, prices will continue to appreciate because demand remains high, but they obviously can't keep appreciating at the pace they're currently appreciating because affordability becomes an issue. So I expect the pace of appreciation to come down a little, especially as interest rates tick up a little. I also think that this really constrained inventory that we've got right now is going to ease off a little bit. The builders do have more product and more communities coming online. It's not necessarily a lot, but there is more product coming. They're building as fast as they possibly can. And many of the sellers that have been holding back and not listing their home, mainly for fear of COVID, to be honest, not wanting people coming through their home and not wanting to deal with that, that's going to start to ease, especially as more of the vaccine is rolled out and that starts to become more widespread and the virus starts to tame itself. And that should lead to a little bit more inventory, and we'll start to find a little bit of an easing on the extremely tight conditions that we've got so far. Of course, I could be completely wrong, but like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and that's what I see right now. But we shall see. I will keep updating this each and every month with a market update. I'll actually have my market update for January coming out within the next week. So keep your eyes open for that. If you'd like to get notified of when that comes out, go ahead and like this video and go ahead and click subscribe, and you'll be notified of when any new videos come out. But in the meantime, if you've got questions about your specific situation, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to talk to you and work through the scenarios with you, and so that you can make the best decision for you and your family, which ultimately is the most important thing.